If you've been scrolling through endless listings, watching video after video, and still feel stuck between a big box range and a designer cooktop, you're not alone. The decision feels heavier when you realize a misstep could mean months of awkward cooking or a kitchen that just looks impressive but never truly serves your needs. That's why I'm breaking down the FORNO Maximus 36-inch induction range today so you can walk away with a clear picture of whether this all-in-one machine actually makes sense for your home. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of kitchen this appliance lives in. The Maximus is a compact, 36-inch unit, which means it's designed for tighter spaces. Think a mid-size apartment remodel or a modern townhouse where you still want a professional-grade feel without a full-size 48-inch commercial range. The cooktop runs on high-power induction, delivering 10,900 watts across 5 zones. In practice, that translates to rapid heat-up for everything from a single-pan saute to a full-size wok stir-fry. If you've ever watched a video of a pot of water hitting a boil in under a minute on an induction surface, you'll recognize that speed, and you'll feel it the first time you try to sear a steak on the Maximus. Now, the oven side is where the Maximus tries to differentiate itself. It's a 5.36 cu.ft cavity that claims true convection, air fry, and even an air sous vide mode. For a family that likes to roast a chicken on Sunday, crisp the fries on Thursday, and experiment with low-temperature cooking on the weekend, having those 3 functions in one box sounds tempting. The reality is that the convection fan does move air efficiently, giving you a more even bake than a standard fan-only oven. In my kitchen tests, the chicken skin turned a deep, golden brown without the need to finish it under a broiler, and the fries came out noticeably crunchier than they would from a conventional bake setting. One of the practical strengths I've noticed is the telescopic glide racks. They slide in and out smoothly, which matters when you're juggling a full tray of cookies and a roasting pan at the same time. The built-in temperature probe also plugs right into the oven wall, feeding real-time data to the digital display. That's a genuine time-saver if you're trying to hit a precise internal temperature for a beef roast without constantly opening the door. However, there are trade-offs that become clear once you start using the unit day-to-day. The first is the learning curve of induction. Unlike gas, there's no visual flame, so you have to rely on the digital readout and the subtle click of the cookware's magnetic contact. If you've never cooked on induction, you'll spend a few meals adjusting the power levels to avoid overcooking delicate sauces. The Maximus does have a responsive touch panel, but it's also prone to smudges, and the illuminated display can be bright enough to glare when you're leaning over a pot at night. Another point that pops up when you compare the Maximus to a dedicated air fryer or sous vide machine is the actual performance of those specialized modes. The air fry function uses the same convection fan plus a high heat element. It works well for small batches, think a handful of chicken wings or a single tray of sweet potato wedges, but it struggles with larger quantities. You'll notice uneven crisping if you try to air fry a full-size pizza, which is something a standalone air fryer would handle with more consistency. The air sous vide mode, while a clever marketing addition, lacks the precise temperature water bath of a true sous vide immersion circulator. It's more of a low and slow oven setting, suitable for gently cooking fish or eggs, but not for the textbook sous vide steak texture some enthusiasts crave. Who should consider buying this range? If you're a relatively new cook who wants to consolidate several appliances into one sleek unit, the Maximus offers a solid entry point. Its induction surface eliminates the need for a separate gas line, which can be a major renovation cost, and the oven's multifunctionality reduces countertop clutter. Homeowners who value quick heat response for everyday meals like weeknight stir-fries, quick pan sears, and fast boils will feel the speed advantage immediately. The integrated probe and smooth rack system also appeal to people who enjoy baking and need reliable temperature feedback without extra gadgets. Who should skip it? First, anyone who already owns a high-end induction cooktop and a dedicated convection oven will find the Maximus redundant and possibly underperforming compared to specialist equipment. If you're an avid sous vide fan, the built-in low heat mode won't replace a proper circulator, and you'll likely end up buying that device anyway. Finally, the price point is something to watch. While it's marketed as a premium unit, The average rating of 3.2 stars out of 28 reviewers suggests that early adopters have encountered more hiccups than they anticipated, whether that's the touch panel sensitivity, the learning curve of induction, or the modest airfry capacity. If you're comfortable with a bit of trial and error and you're looking for a stylish, space-saving solution, the Maximus,